All right, have not fans. In this particular video, it's kind of something that was briefly hinted at in the finale. Basically, after receiving the news that Mitch had everything covered in regards to paying off his family for Benny, two were on great terms again. That Benny had been freed from the wrath of the Malones, even though he lost major character points with me in the very next scene, convincing Candace to keep the money from the criers. But Mitch had some very interesting dialogue here, basically asking about, hey, I saw everything that went down between Candace and the president-elect. Is she okay? It's like, yeah, she's inside. It's like, oh, let me holler at her for a second. Like, nah, now's not a good time. It's like, oh, okay. Well, tell Candace I said keep her head up. So right there, that kind of hinted at, well, we do know that Mitch told Benny that if by some miracle they made it out of this mess involving Benny owing his family, he'll owe him a favor. And we do know that I believe that Mitch told Sandy that he and Benny were like high school buddies. And then you have even more foreshadowing when we had, well, actually, even before that, we found out that in season 3, Mitch and Candace had dated when they were younger, but Mitch never introduced her to his family, and that was one of the reasons they broke up. But then we learned in recent episodes about how they don't really care for black people regardless. So one could argue that one or both of the reasons that Mitch never introduced his family and Candace together was the fact that A, the Malones weren't keen on black people, and number two, Mitch has always been one to never want to expose his true bloodline, if you will, like not to let people know he's a Malone because he wants to live a regular life. Now, we also had the scene where Candace comes down to the bar where she tries to convince Mitch to convince Benny to keep the money in order to, get millions and basically give, well, what did she offer Mitch, like, what, $50,000 or so or something along those lines? And Mitch said he would, but, hey, the criers are after him, so, yeah, that's not going to happen. And then, Candace was pretty much getting the cold shoulder for everyone in the bar, and after she left, even Sandy's like, what, you hanging around with the blackies now? I think he said something along those lines. But after saying that, she's with the president-elect. Wait, that's Candace Young? That's when Sandy felt like he had a shot with her. Now, that pretty much, once again, foreshadowing that Candace has a bit of respect amongst the Malones. I feel like knowing that Mama Rose owes Candace a favor, that's interesting. Benny owes Mitch. Mama Rose owes Candace. I wonder if that's going to go full circle or full rectangle or full square at some point. But in any case, what I'm trying to say is that I feel like that was definitely foreshadowing for Mitch trying to make a pass at Candace in the upcoming season, basically trying to use Benny as the wingman or middleman due to the fact that, like, hey, that's your sister, we're all friends, and on top of that, you owe me. But that begs the question, I honestly don't think Benny knows that Mitch and Candace used to have a thing in the past, just based off how overly protective he is of every, well, woman in his family, his mom and sister. But I think that, I don't think he knows. I honestly don't think he knows. But the question is, Benny would be apprehensive against Mitch dating his sister because I think the main thing being that Benny knows what Mitch is now in regards to his family, how hostile they are, how they don't like black people, things of that nature. But then Mitch is like, well, hey, I got your ass out of a jam. My family was about to kill you in as a result of something I told you not to do multiple times. So Benny will be, quote unquote, obligated to fulfill Mitch's request. But I honestly feel like, well, Mitch, I get where you're coming from. He does owe you. I hope that's not the favor he wants, because I honestly think it's one of those things like if you watch Aladdin, it's like I can't make people fall in love. So it's like, hey, I could talk to Candace for you, but I don't think it's going to work. I'm not saying that there isn't chemistry between the two, but we've seen this in the brief scenes they've had together throughout the series already. But at the same time, it's like, I don't think Candace is in no position for where she wants any kind of relationship, not to mention trusting a man once again. Remember, at first it was Oscar, then it was Charles, and now I doubt she's in any kind of position where she wants or even needs a love interest. She definitely needs to fix everything that's falling apart in her life right now. And once again, you got the FBI and everything on her behind. And remember, I did that video about what if the Malones killed Charles for Candace, but there might be a situation where the favor Mama Rose owes Candace might be utilized where, hey, I got the feds and all these people after me. Can you take care of them? So it might get to that where Candace cashes in her favor so the Malones take out the people coming after her. So I could see that happening. That's a possibility. But in regards to Candace and Mitch, again, is in my top 3 favorite characters. Do I see him asking Benny as this being the favorite? I can see that happening, but Benny can't make, Candace and Mitch get together. But I feel like, Candace definitely doesn't need a love interest right now. She definitely needs to get her life together. So with that being said, what do you think of this theory? Do you think that Mitch and Candace will end up together? Do you think that Mitch still has feelings for Candace? Do you think Mitch is going to tell Benny that in order to repay the debt he owes him for paying off his family for his debt, that, hey, hook me up with your sister? So with that be, oh yeah, Hannah's going to raise hell over that because of the fact that, once again, your family wanted to kill my son and now you're saying you want to date my daughter. It ain't going to happen. Ooh. I hope that isn't something where Mitch gets, burned or rejected and he gets so angry that he decides to join up with his family and becomes an enemy. Because I've been hinting at, no, I've been theorizing about that for seasons now. I'm like, man, that's one way of pushing him away. So let me know he can feel resentful, the fact that he's done a lot for the Young family, put his own relationship with his family on the line, and this is how he's treated. That could definitely push Mitch into a villain role. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Congratulations on making it to the end of this video. If you like what you just saw, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, or if you have anything you would like to add to the video, make sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. If you want to keep up with me on social media, go to the description box. All of my links for social media are right there. Also, if you feel like you would like to donate to the channel, make sure to click on the link to PayPal. Any amount helps. $1, $5, $20. As a full-time YouTuber, any support from my fans really does mean a lot to me. Finally, make sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification icon. That way you're kept up to date on any new content I post to the channel. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you in the next video.